Let's get right here. I'm back here with Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, where this case is heating up. I'm gonna shut up and get into it right now, and then unshut up because I need to speak and be the characters. And during that time, the Penguin paid a visit in the early hours of the day of the murder. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning of the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Orla's snack was a small quantity of fish. Even a penguin could have eaten it all. Begad, Rifle ate Orla's fish? Who be ye to say Rifle ate Orla's fish? She could have picked up food anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had to help move the skull rock. Couldn't have been moved without me. The witness claims he never saw the penguin. Well, if the charm ended up in Rifle's stomach, then surely you had it on you, and so that places her at the scene of the crime. And plus, we already placed her at the scene of the crime with the paint. How do you explain this contradiction? She's a small penguin. Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where can Mr. Rhymes have been at the time? Right, don't know. If you aren't up to the task, I could disprove this witness's testimony for you. If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. I can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning. Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage. Mr. Rhymes was at the show stage keeping an eye on Orla and this sign. And we know it must be true because he helped move the skull rock. Why is the sign shown to be, like, upright here? And then Rifle came in and walked over the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes notice Rifle if he was right there? Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. Is there a place in the show stage area from which Rifle couldn't have been seen? In the pool, I guess. Or maybe in the pirate ship? Maybe if he was leaning down the ladder to look at Orla, she could have walked by him. Take that! What? Inside the pool? I meant he was in the pool, obviously. But you're right, if he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. So are you saying Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer's clear. He was maybe trying to give her the sleeping pills or something? Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture. So did... Wait, no, because she didn't eat anything. We would have known if she ate the pill then, I guess. No, but we didn't know when, So the pill was snuck into her food. So was he, oh, okay. So Dr. Crab tells everyone that that's poison. Sasha thought it was poison. He told us it was poison. Probably told Marlon Rhymes it was poison too. So Marlon probably stole some then and tried to give it to the Orca. Maybe that's what he was doing then. And so was Dr. Crab just doing that to try and get, no, but why would, well, he started carrying on poison like a year ago, didn't he? No, that line's of questions bogus. Hang on. Let's just keep thinking here. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture. Just like yesterday. Must you two always be whispering to each other? Yeah, we're allowed to do that. Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you nowhere? Objection! Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do. The penguin is a key point. The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit while Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of this pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Orcas can be out of the water for a short time without sustaining damage, but if they're out of the water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool. And while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So he devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone. Frame Orla for the murder, or for the accidental death of him. What? How? Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then and Miss Buckler moved the rock and the body together. And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion? That's right. Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hire a prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lifesaver tricks. How was she able to sing and do the other thing at the same time? He schemed to have Orla find the body while Mr. Plume would be a standing witness. He saddled Orla with a false charge of murder so that Orla would be put down. What? Did he just explode in blood? Where did that even come from? So the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is. Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions? Not me. It's working! Just a little further now and Sasha will be proven not guilty. If you think you've won this battle, you're sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion that the witness could manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions? Of course not. What kind of ability be that? I'd be but a simple animal keeper. If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckle the only one who could issue commands to the orca? But Azura's boyfriend had video of her doing the tricks. So, poppycock! The judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's. If you wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade. It's literally always swords with you. Where is your sword of evidence that Marlon Rhymes could manipulate the orca? Well, that is... Ah! At least I still have extra tufts. The TV phone, Your Honor. That would be the TV phone. Rhymes had to have manipulated the orca in order for his plan to work. But how can I prove it? Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable. Objection! Well, it appears that I was mistaken. Athena? I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection was my way of speaking up for your heart. She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again only to give up? I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. With your help, I've remembered the old right way. The right way? Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument. Do you have anything else to ask this witness? You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all your evidence. Objection! Not all of it. All the witnesses. I don't think so. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure in both cases. The central figure. The one involved in not only the case a year ago, but this current case too. I've never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now. Who are you talking about? I demand you tell the court immediately. Who is the central figure in both cases? No, wait, I was gonna say Azura because we want to look at the phone, but that would be Orla, right? The defense would like to cross-examine this orca! Take that! The defense calls the central figure in both cases Orla the orca. You intend to cross-examine an orca? Cross-examine an orca? You must be addled. It be impossible, says I. Silence. This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech? Objection! Orla's intricately involved in the case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable. Very well. Do what you will, then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict. You don't get to determine that. I'm ready and confident. So... cross-examining Orla, huh? That was a bold move, boss. Now all I have to do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha. An orca defendant yesterday, an orca witness today. This is truly unprecedented. I get what we're getting at, though. We have to show that the videos of her that she sent of training the orca, he would have had them on his phone somewhere, potentially. They said something about that the TV phone was sophisticated enough. Yeah, it even says Summer's boyfriend has videos of her using a whistle to make the orca do tricks. And the recording software on the new phones is sophisticated enough to capture that level of that tone. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up. Pearls, we're gonna need your help here, buddy. I was all the way wrong about Marlon, it seems. There's a little part of me that's just like, I don't buy it. I just don't buy that the Center for Dangerous Animal Control wasn't into some sketchy stuff here. But I bet this is the final trial here. It's gotta be. July 22nd, 11:21 a.m. District Court Defendant, lobby number 3. Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla, Mr. Wright. Well, she's the only one who knows all the answers after all. I just talked to Pearls and she said Orla seems to be feeling fine. Now I have to try and figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. If we put Mr. Rhymes and Orla together, maybe we can get some kind of clue. And I can't forget about that strange set of prints of Rhymes either. I really appreciate you trying to save both Orla and me. I had no idea Marlon hated Orla like that. I feel like I've been shocked by a torpedo ray. Of course he would hate the killer whale that murdered his girlfriend right in front of him. Oh, Mr. Bloom, you been watching the trial? Oh yes, I came to make a declaration of war. But then again, we still think it's weird that because there are no bite marks on her, only on her walkie-talkie. Or wait, did they say that she allegedly headbutted her to death before? I forget how they said that Azura was said to have died. But even if Marlin is angry about that, that still doesn't explain how Azura died, right? So there must be the Center for Dangerous Animal Control involved somehow. But even then, they only started paying the hush money after the first alleged death, Azura Summers's. So why would they have had anything to do with Azura's death? Unless they were already paying hush money to the Center for Dangerous Animal Control in order to use the torpedo, they somehow found out about it. No, I just feel like the Center for Dangerous Animal Control has to be culpable somehow. They're so sketchy. Oh yes, I came to make a declaration of war. A declaration of war? No matter what the results of today's trial, I will report the truth in my new book. Even if that truth goes against what I wrote in the Killer Killer Whale. I don't know what the truth is. Not even about what happened a year ago. Dr. Crab. Azura died right in front of my eyes, in the middle of a pirate show. She suddenly fell from the orca's back and began to thrash around in pain. What? Heart condition. Are we serious? How could the orca have killed her if she fell off its back? The orca was singing a song and then started headbutting Azura over and over. Finally, the orca took Azura in her mouth and brought her to the side of the pool. Just before she died, Azura was holding her in her chest in obvious pain. She was holding her chest. And we got mention of Orla squeezing Sasha's chest earlier, but those could both have just been... Those both are symptomatic of heart conditions, right? Like angina and that? In a myocardial infarction, your chest hurts. I mean, in a lot of heart conditions, your chest hurts. Wait a minute. Could it be... I don't think Orla was to blame for the incident a year ago either. What? I think the cause of Miss Summers' death might have been her heart condition. But if that's true, is it really just a misunderstanding? Heart condition. What heart condition? I never heard anything about it. Oh, the medicine's actually no longer evidence for us. Miss Summers had a prescription with Highfield Clinic for a heart condition. The orca didn't kill her. I think it's possible her heart condition did. What? Azura had a heart condition too. I guess she hid it from everybody, just like I did. So, that means the orca was innocent a year ago too? It's just a theory, but I think the orca headbutted Azura to check on her. And then did the lifesaver trick to rescue her. I thought the lifesaver trick was a new one. So there was no need to put the orca down after all. So, you really did intend to put Orla down? No. Jack and I were against such a thing from the start. But you said you were going to euthanize the orca. Yeah, I've been wondering about that. Dr. Crab, about this capsule. It's not a poison, but a sleeping drug, right? That's right. Even if Orla attacks someone, or even if the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demands she be put down, I never had any intention of killing her. I would use sleeping pills to make it look like she was dead, and then set her free. How would you? Well, no, I guess that would work. Wow. That's why I purchased so many sleeping capsules. Oh, that's why? I never considered the possibility that the poor woman's death was illness. She seems pretty disturbed to be wrong. I simply want to know the truth. That is why I will tell you who my client is. The day I witnessed the owner's death, I was there at the request of the animal keeper, Marlon Rhymes. That is correct. That day, my client called me to ask him to investigate the orca pool. He must have wanted you to witness what the Orla was going to do. Why did you decide to tell us this? My desire to protect my client was standing in the way of the truth. I couldn't deny that. I'll be watching to see how this all unfolds. Good luck to you, blue and yellow duo. Pew! Oh, that was quite a bombshell she just dropped, and so casually, too. Well, if that's all the Center for Dangerous Animal Control was doing, then I guess Marlon... But we don't... But then... So he was the reason for Shipley's death, but he didn't necessarily intend to kill him? Are we sure about that? I mean, Athena's little counseling session didn't detect any funny business about him hating Shipley or anything like that, I guess, so I guess. A woman really is a free spirit. Do you remember what you said yesterday, Mr. Lawyer? That you'd expose any secret if it would help save Sasha. I remember. It's my duty as a lawyer. Well, I just wanted you to know that I don't blame you for exposing the aquarium's secret. It may put me in hot water, but if it helps save the orca... Let me clue you in on another secret. Focus on the orca's song. The orca's song, huh? What could he be hinting at? I'm sure he's talking about the fact that you can't do two tricks at once. Oh, Mr. Wright, looks like it's time. Well, that wasn't much of a hint. Alright, let's go back in. Why wouldn't you just say it? You got it, boss. We're gonna go in there and save Sasha and Orla together. I mean, you wouldn't say it because then it would reveal the whatever. It would reveal it. July 22nd, 11:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Do we usually have one of these? Well, looking at the courtroom like this? This is so weird.
The court will now reconvene. Is the witness Aura Shipley, commonly known as Orla, ready?
Well, the Orca is present, but I highly doubt she understands what's going on. What? Oh, just as adorable as yesterday. I distinctly remember you being afraid of her on several occasions. Well, I mean, they can both be true.
Now then, Mr. Wright, how do you propose to cross-examine the witness?
I intend to have the young lady there with Orla help me.
Hello, everyone.
That young lady. Did I meet her once before, a long time ago? Yes, that's Pearl Fay, my old friend.
Well, well.
Didn't she to grow up to be a lovely young lady? I have no interest in this chit-chat. On with the cross-examination. Mr. Wright, this is all your fault. Why are you dawdling? How is this my fault? The court will now hear the testimony of Aura Shipley. Through the lips of Pearl Fay, somehow. Oh, well, she's like magic and stuff. Maybe she can sense what she's feeling. How Orla was manipulated. Oh no.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you seriously intend to cross-examine this Orca?
Well, she is a key witness for the defense, after all, sir.
Every time you come to my courtroom, you open my eyes to a new way of thinking. It appears this will be another one of those times.
Yes, he's giving me the go-ahead. I'd like to now put the witness and Mr. Rhymes together to see how he manipulated the Orca. Hopefully Orla will have some kind of reaction.
Fine by me. But none will happen, I tell you.
Mr. Rhymes was right. Nothing happened. I guess I shouldn't have expected it to be easy. How did he manipulate her?
Right, don't know. I hope you realize that if you can't prove how Rhymes manipulated the Orca with this cross-exam, your defendant will be declared guilty immediately.
Not immediately. I get like 4 tries. Yes, I realize that. It is my last chance. I have to figure out how Rhymes commanded Orla to do her tricks.
Please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
I don't know which point to put it on, but the phone. Oh, we're a click, surely, right? We're a click. Surely that's the one. Objection! Maybe you could just put it on everyone. Sasha told me an interesting story about Miss Summers. Azura used to send her boyfriend some videos of herself teaching the Orca tricks. I used to help take Azura take videos on her TV phone. Most likely, Mr. Rhymes still has these videos of Miss Summers.
Wait, why would...
Oh, right, that's why. Right, he would have had to manipulate her. Miss Faye, could I ask for your help?
Of course, Mr. Nick. What is it?
You're using Mr. Rhymes' TV phone, correct? I'd like you to examine it for me. Oh, snap! No joke, she is. Oh, but isn't Pearly not so great with electronics? Please look for videos of Azura Summers issuing whistle commands to Orla.
Videos? I'm not too sure how to do that, but I'll give it a try.
Wait, we should ask someone else to in case she deletes them.
My apologies to Marlon.
Right, don't know. What are you up to? You'll see in a moment. If Pearls can find those videos for me.
Mr. Nick, I found them. I found some videos like you described.
You did? Thank you, Miss Faye. Just as I suspected. How did Marlon Rhymes get Orla to do those tricks? I will now show you. With Mr. Rhymes' cell phone. Wait, but she has it. How are you gonna... You're gonna get her to email? We'll just wait for them to upload it to Google Drive. His cell phone? Are you implying he used an app? Miss Faye, see if you can issue Orla a command.
Me? Can I do such a thing?
You might be able to if you play a video with a whistle signal in it. If there's a video of the lightsaber trick, please play that. Before you do, though, please put the practice dummy in the pool.
The practice dummy? Alright. In it goes! There. It sank to the bottom. Now I'll play a video.
Is it just me or is this... Oh, right, it's like a photograph of the background. It's so weird. It's like super low res.
Oh, just diving down, heading straight for the dummy.
There you go.
What a smart girl you are, Orla. The lightsaber trick was a complete success, Mr. Nick.
He's the only one who could have done that, aside from Sasha. Thank you, Miss Faye. You were a big help.
Now I have proof. Unbelievable. You actually pulled it off. That was the lifesaver trick we saw yesterday. Is Miss Faye an orca trainer now? No, Your Honor. I'll explain after we try one more trick. Now let's see if we can command Orla to do the singing trick. Miss Faye, if there's a video of the singing trick, please play that.
Certainly. Let's see. Is it this video? Oh god, that's the wrong video!
Da 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 bum bum ba ba rum ba da 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 dum ba dum ba ba da ba da ba ba da 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 da.
Oh my, isn't he wonderful? That was the Swashbuckler Spectacular song.
What a lovely singing voice. It wasn't bad. By the way, how did Miss Faye give the orca those commands? Marlon Rhymes has something on his phone that his girlfriend Azura Summers sent him. They're videos of Miss Summers issuing commands to Orla with a whistle. If they have Orla listen to the sounds of the signals, anyone at all could command Orla. Oh, why? Anyone at all, but specifically him because they're on his phone. Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. All they have to do is play those videos. Mr. Wright, please admit those videos as evidence. I'm getting the sneaking suspicion the judge just wants to try it out for himself. Miss Faye, could you send those videos to the TV phone here?
Alright, certainly.
I'm glad you know how to do that. Got him. Alright, I'll try playing one. Great, everyone gets a try except for me, I guess. Adorbs. What's the stuff at the bottom left? FF5 OISO 200. Good girl. 24 frames a second. What the hell kind of phone? What is this, 1968? So this was a training session a year ago, huh? That was super cute. Wait a minute. There's something about the song that bothers me. Well, right. There's only the one song, right? Videos of Summers can be viewed. If the orca can be commanded using videos on a cell phone, then that means Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the creature. Mr. Rhymes, you can't talk your way out of it now. Silence. Silence. Something about your sword, right? I have to commend you. That was very good proof. I concede Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the orca, but isn't it true that the defendant could have done it as well? All she would have to do is use the whistle she knows how to use so well. And she wouldn't have had to use those videos. Surely you admit it's a possibility. She could have easily had Norma de Plume witness the singing and the lifesaver trick. So he's trying to argue it was equally possible for Sasha as it was for Rhymes, is he? I suppose that's right. But is that true? Let me think about that for a minute. Yes, let's. Oh, well, Sasha wasn't in the orca pool room at the time that de Plume witnessed it, was she? I don't remember. He loves animals as much as he loves rapping. I'm not sure that's true, right? Sasha wasn't there when... No, because she had to run to get there, right? She was somewhere else, and she heard the scream over the walkie-talkie. So she couldn't have commanded Orla at that time, at the time of 10 a.m. of the time of the witnessing, because she wouldn't have been there. Only someone who could have played that, left their phone there to say play the sound, could have done that. That's right. Those weren't just simple cries, it was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. But also there's the fact that she couldn't do tricks at once. That's weird. It kept headbutting while it sang the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. The culprit made sure Miss de Plume heard the song and saw the lifesaver trick. Could Sasha have shown these two tricks to the witness? She couldn't have. First of all, she wasn't there, and second of all, with the whistle at least. You can only do one at a time. No, I don't think Miss Buckler could have created the same conditions as the culprit. You challenge me to a battle? I hope your sword is sharpened. Let me see those sword skills of yours. Don't you worry. My sword is drawn and ready. My sword is evidence that the two tricks couldn't have been shown at the same time. Take that! Just straight up says on it. There's a little bit of writing I wrote on it with sharp marker. Can't do two tricks at once. Miss de Plume said in her testimony that she witnessed these two tricks at the same time. However, that fact is inconsistent with how Orla performs tricks. How Orla performs tricks? What are you talking about? Orla can't perform two tricks at once. She performs only one trick per whistle signal. That's how she's been trained. In other words, it would be just like with a dog. If you tell him to both sit and shake, he won't be able to do them at the same time. Am I understanding it correctly?
Yes, that's the idea, Your Honor. I wonder if the judge has a dog.
What a farce! So you're saying that the witness somehow managed to produce an impossible scenario?
If the creature's own trainer couldn't do it, how could I? Yes, it's a mystery, isn't it? Haas, you don't have to agree so cheerfully.
The defense is claiming that Marlon Rhymes manipulated the orca, but if you cannot explain fully how this was done, your argument doesn't hold water. If you can't straighten out your own theory, would you like me to straighten you out?
No thank you. Well, she wasn't doing two tricks in the video, was she? There are several videos on Rhymes' phone sent to him by Summers. In the video, Summers is having Orca do tricks such as Lifesaver and singing. The song in the video is different than one in the show now. Oh, I didn't realize that was it. So I can't tell the difference between the songs when the orca's singing. I only tell the difference when they're all like, that was a different song. Okay, so that was the okay, well, we can prove at least that it was Rhymes' phone that was used to do it because it was the different song, right? This song is a different one. But I don't know. Is there anything? She's got the charm on her. Is there any other detail that I should be taking note of here? She had the whistle on her. I don't know. I think that's the crux of it, though. Anyway, it was just playing the wrong song. So Orla can't do two tricks at a time, but Mr. Plume saw her do it. This logical inconsistency means there is a. I get it. Okay, so she was. But never mind. So no. Okay. Okay. That's gotta be it. So what if the signal for the lifesaver trick got swapped at some point with the signal for the original song? So then Marlon Rhymes plays the video over like an intercom. Norma DePlume doesn't hear the whistle naturally. I guess she would have heard the giggling because Azura laughed in it. Whatever. Let's say that only Orla can hear this. Orla hears the signal that's in the video, and then Marlon plays the sound from the video of her singing. That way he instructs her. He uses the phone both to instruct her to sing, to do the lifesaver trick, and then just plays the song back so that they can both be happening at the same time. This logical inconsistency means there's a flaw somewhere. Was Mr. Plume lying? Or is it not true that Orla can't do tricks at a time? But Mr. Plume had no reason to lie about such a thing. If it really is impossible for Orla to perform two tricks at once, then maybe either the lifesaver trick or the singing trick was faked. But the lifesaver trick was real. We saw that she brought him up to the top. It must be the singing.
Faked.
Yes, maybe Orla only performed one of the tricks, but it was made to look like she performed two.
Silence.
Why?
Maybe. How do you expect to conduct a sword battle with conjecture?
Sounds like I better present some evidence here and fast.
Although I'm concerned about your profuse sweating, Mr. Wright, allow me to ask you.
Which one of the two tricks was faked? The lifesaver trick or the singing trick? They were both faked, or they were the song? The song. You could just play it recording the song. The defense was just to argue that the singing trick was faked.
And on what grounds do you base your assertion that the singing trick was faked?
There were recordings of it. Take that! And it was the wrong song, in fact. That item proves the singing trick was faked? No, Your Honor. This piece of evidence will not prove that. In other words, this piece of evidence is a fake-out! And with this evidence, if this evidence is a fake-out, then the singing trick was a fake-out as well. Boss, I don't think that makes any sense. Momentum is key at times like these.
I can hear every word you're saying, Mr. Wright.
I'm still confident it was the singing trick that was faked. Wasn't somebody looking at something and said the two songs were different? Sorry, I had to present the CD, don't I? My mistake, sorry. Take that! It was arguing the right point, though. This is a recording of a recent Swashbuckler Spectacular. In this recording, Orla sings the same song she sang for Miss Faye earlier. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That one. But Mr. Plume said this song is different from the one sang a year ago.
The song is different.
Please listen to the song in the video from a year ago, sent to this cell phone. You know, the one that I just showed a second ago, and then it said it wasn't relevant? I mean, this music wasn't playing on the video, and I don't see how these fleets at all correspond to it. But you get the point. She's singing a different song. Yes, it sounds quite different from the song Orla sang for Miss Faye earlier. And yet this is the same video Miss Faye used to issue the command to Orla to sing. By having Mr. Plume listen to the song recorded in the cell phone video, the true culprit made Mr. Plume think Orla was singing the song from a year ago. Only Marlon Rhymes, the owner of the cell phone videos, could have done this.
But Mr. Plume said she heard the orca singing right in front of her. How do you claim you made her think that? How was the song recording played?
I intend to explain that too, of course.
What?
The answer lies somewhere in the Orca Pool visitors corridor. There are speakers, yeah, that play that, so you could just easily transmit it to the noise to them. Marlon Rhymes played the song recording by using this. Take that! Mr. Plume heard the song while she was in the Orca Pool visitors corridor. There's a speaker in that corridor so that visitors can hear the Orca sounds. Did you claim the song was played from that speaker? How? Here's how Rhymes played the song over the speaker in the visitors corridor. I guess the walkie-talkie? Because the phone I don't assume has any, like, inbuilt functionality to just hack into speakers. Take that! Mr. Rhymes could broadcast the song of the video to the speaker by using a walkie-talkie, and he could get Orla to do a trick by letting her hear what Miss Summers' missile signal, too. He played the singing through the light speaker, and then he made Orla do the lifesaver trick. All of this was the doing of the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes. Ugh. This is what you did, isn't it, Mr. Rhymes? He just spews blood from like a hole in his shoulder.
He did it. Now we can save both Sasha and Orla. Save it to Captain Wright swashbuckling lawyers to win any case.
I don't remember agreeing to that name.
So it actually was possible for Mr. Rhymes to manipulate the Orca. I'm stunned.
Also, did you hear him scream a moment ago like he was, had just been found out?
I see what we need to hear more from this witness.
No, we don't! Mr. Rhymes, the time has come for you to tell the court the truth. Who's holding?
Hold it. So I used a walkie-talkie, you say? Sorry, but you're dead wrong, me bucko. It'd be impossible, says I.
What do you mean impossible?
I shall sing you a little shanty dissing your scurvy theory. Hark you will now.
Oh no.
Okay, here we go. Oh no, it's part of the testimony. I got you. The dissin of Phoenix Wright. The dissin is happening now. Yo, walkie-talkie be broke for real. Mr. Lawyer's freestyle got no appeal. Broke before Gia Plume on a scene. Broke before Wright could even scream. Legit goof during the cleaning time, aye. But build-sucking lawyer spitting lies. That Orca yo don't listen to me, okay? Kill the captain? You so cray-cray.
You broke it, you say?
Here we go again with that flip-flop music.
Broken? Of all the flimsy excuses... Bilge sucking? That wasn't called for. You probably broke it on purpose after the fact.
That'd be untrue, lassie. Although I can't prove when it really was. Lucky be it for me, the lawyers are the ones who have the proving to do.
After everything we've uncovered, he just still won't admit it. Somehow I have to prove that he still could have done it. Alright, let's see here. Might have to do some serious pushing here. I like how his dancing actually like sort of syncs up with the testimony music. Okay, it was broken before DePlume was there. How that possible? Oh, is he gonna say that what he might say is I was using Azura's, which was as we all know was broken a year ago. But if that's the case, Shipley should have had it. Let's just push on all of it. Hold it! Mr. Rhymes, are you sure it was your walkie-talkie that was broken?
Of course I'd be sure. Although it doesn't have my name written on it or anything. But you can't prove it to be not my walkie-talkie now, can you?
I'll never save Sasha this way. I have to figure out how we got a command to Orla.
If Rhymes couldn't get a command of the Orca, your theory crumbles. Everything you've done will all go up in smoke.
It has to be a lie, though.
I'd be not on the prosecution's side, neither, mind ye. The defendant be innocent, says I. But either way, me walkie-talkie was broken, and that be the truth.
Before DePlume was on the scene, before Wright could even dream. Oh, I thought it was Scream before. Anyway, it's actually Everdream. I read it all wrong. Hold it! Do you have some way of proving that statement?
The burden of proof is on you. If you can't do that, we can end this cross-examination right now.
What did you do? Give me a chance.
Ahoy! Yo, ho! Proof that it broke. Ah, shit, I skipped it. I right want to press on every word. No, judge's gonna judge undeterred. You go in front, then bring the pain, or stop and walk away in shame.
What was that line I missed? Proof that broke your joke. Lag you in a second, and you can go and choke. Oh, okay. He's just taunting. Cool.
It makes me so mad. We gotta come up with our own freestyle, boss.
Let's get him back with evidence instead, shall we? No singing.
Witness, please continue your testimony about the walkie-talkie.
Yes, please. Goofed during the cleaning time, but Bilge sucking lawyer spitting lies. You goofed during the cleaning time. You broke it during the cleaning.
Hold it!
You made a big blunder. What happened?
After I helped Sasha with the cleaning, I dropped by accident and broke it.
You wish to see it?
I still have it with me. Does indeed appear to be broken. With the walkie-talkie broken, there would be no way I could have done what you said. I couldn't have given the orc any commands.
Your walkie-talkie broke. Isn't that just so convenient? Mr. Rhymes, I think you broke it on purpose.
Mr. Lawyer, none of your false accusations, if you please. I broke it on purpose. Where be a proof?
I don't have any proof.
If his walkie-talkie was broken, it throws a monkey wrench into my whole theory. When he let Pearls borrow his cell phone so casually yesterday, he must have already been confident I wouldn't be able to prove anything.
Didn't dare get me to agree to that if pox or could be innocent.
Can we look at your walkie-talkie to see if it has tooth marks on it?
I love how he's just eating a marlin as well, just like a whole ass fish. It's something me not done about her. She'll get Sasha one day too. The orca killed the cat, and it weren't me. So you intend to continue to claim the defendant is innocent, do you? But I won't stand for that. Now then, Wright, Donna, what's your next move?
Your Honor, I would like to examine that walkie-talkie if you don't mind.
Certainly. Here you are.
Oh, we're gonna find BART marks on it. Here we go. Let's see if there's any way to tell when the walkie-talkie was broken.
If he gave Orla that command, then it couldn't have been broken at that time.
Right, we get to slide it around. Short, got it. Bite marks. We gotta find some bite marks on it. They've gotta be on this side, right? Gotcha!
Huh? Look at these. They look like tooth marks.
Hey, you're right. A bite this big. I wonder if it was Orla. Wait, a walkie-talkie with tooth marks. Didn't we hear a story like that just like that yesterday? It was the walkie-talkie Azura used. Man, why did they gotta tell us? I figured that one out myself. And it's even in our evidence and everything. I mean, look at it. Now it's just patronizing. It was the walkie-talkie Azura used right up until her death. In the middle of the show, the orca brought Azura up to the surface in her mouth. She left tooth marks on Azura's walkie-talkie. The captain said he always kept that walkie-talkie with him, so he'd never forget. Rhymes said this walkie-talkie was his, but could it be? No doubt about it, don't you agree? Time to give it up, Mr. Lawyer. Forget the orca, just save Sasha, says I. I can't do that. Now that I'm finally a lawyer again, how could I hold my head up high if I made a client so miserable? A stubborn one you be. Right, okay, so during the cleaning time, it was actually broken. Do I have to present? I guess I present this? Objection! Ah, shit, wait, no, but that statement is clear. It says, boo. I get it, is that it's got tooth marks in it. Which one do I put in all which point? Wait, maybe I'll just gotta push on this one and I'm an idiot. We tried pressing him, but it didn't change anything. I don't know about that. His statements might not have changed, but the meaning of one of them may have.
Really? You caught something?
And that one statement just might be the breakthrough we need. Okay, I think I've got but you didn't mess up during the... Wait. Well, okay, I mean, I understand. Okay, this is one of those things where it's like, I understand the point. The tooth marks in his walkie-talkie means it wasn't his walkie-talkie, it was Azura's, so it was broken for years. He couldn't have, so this one he's showing us is not the one he used to command Orla. But when did it, but which one am I supposed to put it on that says it broke before? It broke before she was on the scene. That's correct. So it shouldn't be, I don't put the contradiction there. I should put the contradiction on he goofed during cleaning time. And which really, it should be this one because it shows, this is a photograph of this one being broken before. Because the walkie-talkie doesn't make sense to do here. So I guess they're gonna say they want me to put it, this piece of evidence clearly exposes the witness's lie. It does? In what way? It does indeed expose something, the defense's boneheadedness. There is nothing untoward about that evidence, no matter how you bluster. I agree, there's nothing compelling in that evidence. I'm definitely losing the judge's confidence in me here. Okay, I guess they want me to put it here but it did break before DePlume was on the scene. That's not a lie. This is the lie. So if it's true, if they want me to put it here, I'm gonna be livid. Okay, they didn't want that either. I know what I'm trying to prove, but I don't know which point to put it on. That's even more frustrating than the last episode, the one with the orca where I didn't have any idea what was going on. Darn, it is broken. I guess it wouldn't work. I wonder what would happen if I thump it.
Hey, is that an LTV, you know? Please don't break it any further.
Let's keep looking. Objection! Your Honor, what was your opinion on the witness's statement just now? My opinion? My opinion is that there's nothing wrong with it. Oh. This is my first trial in 8 years. It looks like I made a little mistake. That is no excuse, Mr. Wright. I should give you 8 years worth of penalties. It's been 8 years. Can he go easy on me? It makes no sense to me. I don't understand it.
Hold it!
For God's sake, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. 0 out of 10, worst game of 2013. Are you kidding me? Whose idea was that? Oh. So rather than presenting the evidence of it being someone else's walkie-talkie on the point where he says I broke it, you have to push on some other random ass point after they already just said they literally the last thing. Why? No. Okay. You know what? It's worse because I bet that's what they were trying. Okay. So when we got to the end of it, Athena said, "Damn, pushing didn't do anything. I guess that wasn't it." And Phoenix said, "Well, it did give us some information about the old evidence." Right. What I thought that meant was you're not supposed to push anymore. You've gotten everything you can from pushing. Now it's time to present evidence. I think it meant the opposite. I think that was them trying to tell me, by the way, pushing on some of those old ones will now have a new point. But he said the evidence has a new whatever. It just there's absolutely no reason that putting the book on I broke it while cleaning shouldn't have worked. But whatever. I'm over it. We're gonna move on now. This evidence tells the truth about this walkie-talkie. Why doesn't it? This is the book. You and me, Boko, you be tripping? Ain't worth going all in. You say the walkie-talkie be not mine? The proof you just presented doesn't prove odd. I guess you're right. I presented the book, right? Am I losing my mind? I agree, that piece of evidence doesn't tell us anything. Wasn't there somebody involved in the case who lost their walkie-talkie? They want me to say that it's Jack Shipley's because he took hers. It's still her walkie-talkie! Why is this one-time cross-examination the stupidest point? Fine, Jack Shipley, Stata. Yeah, he lost his walkie-talkie. Great, you're such a... It's the same walkie-talkie! Oh, I'm so dumb. Take that! According to the defendant's statement, Mr. Shipley talked to her on his walkie-talkie before his death. However, no walkie-talkie was found near the victim's body. He thinks the police just didn't look hard enough. Besides, the captain's walkie-talkie wasn't broken. Be that not right? Well, it absolutely was broken because it's not his, it's Azura's. So his walkie-talkie has naught to do with mine. I'm not so sure that's true. The victim fell to his death. It's quite possible his walkie-talkie broke in the fall. What? Right. He's carrying around Azura's. You stole the walkie-talkie right after the victim's death, didn't you, Mr. Rhymes? Oh, is that why it didn't work? Is because they didn't expect me to know that yet? Then how was I supposed to know that I wasn't supposed to know that? They made it so goddamn fucking obvious. No, wait, no, hang on, that doesn't make a damn bit of sense. This one actually has bite marks in it. So the logical conclusion should have been immediately the player should think that it's this. Not that it broke from the fall. What are you talking about? You stole the walkie-talkie after the victim's death, didn't you, Mr. Rhymes? I will not allow such leading questions, right, Dono? Fine. Did you not steal anything from the person of the deceased? If you claim the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim, show me your evidence. Certainly. I plan on doing just that. Please look at these tooth marks here on the walkie-talkie. Tooth marks? Oh, yes, I see them. The victim's walkie-talkie was a keepsake that used to belong to Azura Summers, who died a year ago. These tooth marks were left by Orla when she carried Miss... Oh. Are you telling me that this didn't break the walkie-talkie? I could have sworn they said it did. I thought that... I didn't realize it still worked, and that was the one that Shipley used. I thought he used a different one and just kept it on him as a keepsake. Okay, I didn't understand that. Never mind then, I guess I take back my outburst. Then I guess it did break when he fell to his death. If it didn't break when the orca bit, broke it with its... It didn't break when it broke it with its teeth. All it did was dent the plastic, I suppose. These tooth marks were left by Orla when she carried Miss Summers in her mouth. If this is Mr. Shipley's walkie-talkie, then Mr. Rhymes' walkie-talkie is still unaccounted for, which means he could have used it to command the orca after all. And that's not all, Your Honor. The only one who could have taken the victim's walkie-talkie is the culprit himself. The fact that Marlon Rhymes had the victim's walkie-talkie is proof that he murdered Jack Shipley. Or was present when he fell to his death accidentally, i.e. it wasn't Sasha. Sink me. Ah! Not so fast, Mr. Lawyer.
Come on, man. Did you not see how much that last one hurt me? This is not only a water-resistant, but orca-resistant walkie-talkie? God damn, man. That's some sturdy equipment there, because she's obviously covered in water, and this... But... I can't believe that thing didn't break when she had a heart attack and fell into the water and then an orca bit it. that is the least realistic thing in this entire series. It's only got like a shitty little plastic lid over the battery cover too. How did that keep out any water? What? He still won't admit it? This walkie-talkie be mine, says I. Then how do you explain the tooth marks on it? I've had many of the run-in with that orca myself, arr! She bit me one more than once, and me walkie-talkie too. Evidence of her fights are carved here into me body. That's what that's about? My goodness! I can clearly see the tooth mark scars in your skin. Well, according to Sasha, that she never did bite a person's skin. What? Are those really scars from being bitten by Orla? They were what was bleeding before. Ahoy! Yo! Yo-ho-ho! You want answers? I got some, mate. These scars from Orla? That's right. Them girl can put up a nasty fight. That orca bit me and left me scarred. Had a rep to protect, so I went in hard. So, Mr. Lawyer, I win, just being frank, and Orla, you get to plank. That was one of your best ones yet. I can't let him run this show. I have to find a way to prove the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim. And you can forget about fingerprints. I always keep my walkie-talkie clean and polished. This meant everything worked out before I even took to the stand. But I won't give up. There has to be a way. Mr. Wright, I found something interesting. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. Notice anything funny about them? Well, I can't look at them, so nope. I don't notice anything strange about them. Funny? Funny how? One, two, three, four, five, and there's like one that's like a little farther away. That's about what it looks like here. No, I don't really notice anything now that you mention it. Yeah, that there is not waterproof. I refuse to believe that. Oh, these ones are all in a row. Wait, never mind. I thought they weren't like that. Yeah, what is up with that? There's they're all spaced out. There's a big space between the one over there, almost like it was like a finger, like it looks more like a hand, with a thumb being farther away. It's just a tiny difference. It might not even mean anything. Right now, we need to consider every possibility we can, no matter how small. If I can figure out what's different about the bite marks, even though Athena just said she knew, maybe I can somehow prove Rhymes' walkie-talkie actually belonged to the victim. Think, Phoenix. You can turn everything around right here and now. Okay, well, they're spaced out differently. Time to review the facts as we have so far. Okay, so it's this mode again. Let's do this. All right. With the intent of killing Orla, Rhymes drained the show's stage pool. But Rhymes failed to kill Orla, and instead he tried to pin Shipley's murder on Orla. In order to manipulate Orla, Rhymes must have used a cell phone and a walkie-talkie. But the walkie-talkie Rhymes has is broken. I think it's the victim's walkie-talkie, the one he kept as a memento of Azura Summers. You know, Azura Summers' walkie-talkie. I have to find a way to prove that it was indeed the victim's walkie-talkie. Which pieces of evidence left on the walkie-talkie could prove it belongs to the victim? Victim's fingerprints, the orca's tooth marks. The tooth marks, obviously. Tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. We have two pieces of evidence with tooth marks, the walkie-talkie and the dummy. What's striking about these two pieces of evidence? The tooth marks are different. Two different bite mark patterns. When I look closely, I see two different bite mark patterns. Two variations, huh? Wasn't there a trick of Orla's that had two different variations as well? The show song? A year ago, the orca song and teeth marks were different from what they are now. Oh. What could be the cause of these two inconsistencies? What's behind the fact that the orca's tooth marks and the song were different a year ago? It was a different orca, new teeth grew in... She learned a new song. I had the theory earlier that it was a different orca, but that doesn't seem to make much sense to me. Same eye pattern above the eye, and same loyalty to Shipley and all. So, I mean, we know she learned a new song. She learned a new song! No. If she learned a new song, that would go against the basis for my whole theory. So that old song is the same as the Swashbuckler Spectacular? Orla can only sing one song. I can't second guess... What? What about the one in the video? That's different than the Swashbuckler Spectacular, isn't it? We already said that. Okay, I have to do... it's different orca. That's it. That's the one. There are two different orcas. I'm starting to think there are two different orcas, with the one a year ago and Orla now. I had that theory a while ago, but how is it possible? Because the thing is, the eye is not just paint over the white mark. It's instead of the white mark, right? Oh, I guess you could put a black paint to cover up the remaining bit of the white. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that makes sense. Fine, 2 orcas, whatever. If the orca a year ago wasn't Orla, it means the bite mark on the walkie-talkie isn't Orla's, like Rhyme said it was. Now I can finally prove the walkie-talkie belongs to the victim. Look at my forehead again!
Mr. Wright, you appear to be lost in thought there. Is everything all right?
I just realized something astonishing, Your Honor.
Your face is what's astonishing, right, Dono?
Your rudeness is what's astonishing, Prosecutor Blackwell.
And what is this astonishing thing you realized?
Until just now, I thought the orca at Shipshape Aquarium a year ago and Orla were the same orca. However, 2 inconsistencies led me to a new fact. And that fact is that there might be 2 Aura Shipleys. What? 2 different orcas? But that's impossible. No, it isn't. Shut up, Ace Attorney. Order! Order in the court!
Explain yourself. What is the basis for this preposterous claim?
The orca show a song a year ago and the one now are different. I believe it's because the orca a year ago was a different orca. Oh, right. Okay, that's why the one we saw on the TV phone was... Right, that because this isn't Orla. It's the other Orla. Right, sorry. No, that makes sense. 2 different orcas, 2 different songs. Explains how the show song contradiction. What be this built water talk? I don't understand. I'm talking about the truth. Truth that will finally catch you in your lies. You claim that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were Orla's, but that's not true. The 2 different bite mark patterns on the walkie-talkie and on the dummy prove this. What? 2 different patterns, you say?
Silence.
Well, I will concede that there is a possibility that 2 different orcas exist. Bite mark patterns alone are not proof enough. I want more conclusive evidence. Alright? I'll show you conclusive evidence then. He wants to see evidence other than the bite mark patterns, does he? The orca a year ago and Orla have different songs and different teeth. Don't I have 2 videos on hand that can be used to compare those differences? I will now submit 2 videos with which the different songs and teeth can be compared. So I guess this one, and then the TV video. Those would be the only 2 videos we have. Take that! Please compare these 2 videos, one from a year ago and one recent. As discussed, the 2 orcas are singing 2 different songs. Please also pay special attention to the appearance of the 2 orcas' teeth.
How exactly do you claim their teeth are different?
Let's look for shots in the 2 videos where the orcas' teeth are shown. This is Orla in the recent video of the Swashbuckler Spectacular Pirate Show. As you can see, she has all of her teeth. What a healthy smile. What a healthy smile she has. I'm a bit envious. Next, let's take a look at the TV phone video from a year ago. Just as I thought, the teeth are different. Okay, I wasn't gonna notice that. Look at that. It's like, it's moving around so fast. How, and it can't pause it. How the shit was I supposed to pick up on that? Well, with the different bite marks, I guess. Just as I thought, their teeth are different. Oh, I believe this smile looks a little different from the one we saw a moment ago. As you can see, the orca from a year ago has 1 tooth that's broken off. If the teeth are different, then... Yes, if the teeth are different, they of course leave different bite mark patterns. On the practice dummy, you can see Orla's uniform pattern with all their teeth intact. And on the walkie-talkie, you can see that 1 tooth is missing from the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's why I got confused, because... Hang on just a damn second here. Oh, I remembered it wrong. I remembered there being 4 teeth and then 1 on the shoulder. That's very inconvenient for me to have misremembered that. And on the walkie-talkie, you can see that 1 tooth is missing from the pattern. Oh, I see it. Just like the smile of the orca in last year's video. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were not made by the orca we know as Orla. They were made a year ago by a different orca. It's 2 different orcas. I can't believe it. The statement that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were from Orla was a lie. The truth is, this walkie-talkie was stolen from the victim, Jack Shipley, and the only person who could have stolen it is... the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes. I love how he holds the fish by the gills, too. Oh, he got it all wrong. It'd be all... the fault of that orca. Whoa. You got it all wrong. Blimey. You're taking on water, Mr. Rhymes. It'd be the orca's fault. This can't be. No! Once again, I'm too weak to help anybody. Well, that seems like a rather unfair observation of yourself. Well, it would appear we should hear more from the defendant about Aura Shipley. Sasha Buckler? Yes, Captain Judge. Is what Mr. Wright claims true? Are there 2 different orcas? The secret the chip-shaped aquarium was hiding was about Orla, wasn't it? Dr. Crab told me to focus on the orca's song. He hinted it would be a clue. Phoenix is right. The one we call Orla is the second Aura Shipley. There actually used to be two orcas at Ship-Shape Aquarium. I used to call the first Aura Shipley just Aura for short. Aura and Orla are sisters. The captain rescued them both when they got beached on the shore, but Orla was in bad shape, and the ship's doctor had to look after her for a long time. Both orcas loved the captain, so we decided to keep them on at Ship-Shape Aquarium.
Why didn't you say anything about there being two orcas?
Well, because after the accident a year ago, Aura was put down.
What? Aura is dead?
Yeah, the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demanded it. Apparently the captain and the ship's doctor begged them. We put the first one down, so please leave the second one alone, they said. Anyway, after the accident a year ago, the captain told us he was going to put Orla in the pirate show as Aura Shipley. He asked to keep quiet about Orla's death until the time was right.
What a surprising and complex tale. Did all Ship-Shape Aquarium employees know about this?
No, just a select few of us.
Mr. Rhymes, did you know about it?
Of course not.
How would I?
Because he only joined a year ago. Tell me, Mr. Rhymes, did you plan on killing Orla from the start?
Yeah. I planned to do it during the cleaning, so I drained the pool. I figured if I didn't do something about that beast, Sasha's life was in danger. Sasha trusted that orca, just as much as Azura did. I wanted to protect her. I couldn't help Azura, so I felt like protecting Azura would be the least. Well, Sasha was the least I could do. My duty. I built up my strength so I'd be ready to kill the orca. I even fought with sharks. But the captain realized my plan and tried to save the orca. And that is why you killed Jack Shipley. Now the report from the crime lab finally makes sense.
Report from the crime lab.
In court yesterday, you will recall I showed a photo of the victim lying on his back. According to the lab, the bruise on the victim's right wrist was Rhymes' handprint.
His handprint?
I didn't know how to fit in with the case until I heard Rhymes' story just now. But now we can imagine the reason for it being there.
You found bruising fingerprints of someone at the scene? And you thought you would just kind of keep that a secret? I am immeasurably disappointed in you, Blackwill, for not imagining that had something to do with the case. Or that you couldn't fit. What? You stubborn old goat, you.
Rhymes must have made the handprint when he fought with the victim over the orca.
A handprint made during a struggle.
I don't care what happens to me anymore. I deserve the death penalty. I'm the one that killed the captain. Please give Sasha her not guilty verdict. You accept your defeat well, I see. Let me be your guide to hell. Get on with the verdict, your boldness. I said I was going to do it, but he has to, really. It seems this unprecedented trial that began with an orca as the defendant has finally come to a close.
Sasha's saved. Orla's gonna be so happy.
Sasha's not guilty verdict is coming. Why do I still have this strange nagging feeling? Rhymes' handprint on the victim's right wrist. We still haven't used this handprint, right? So I feel like it has to pertain. Was it really the result of a deadly struggle over the orca? I can't shake the feeling that handprint has some other hidden meaning. Is this trial going to end without revealing the whole truth? Objection!
Very well. This court finds the defendant Sasha Buckler.
Phoenix has to object, right? Hold it! Hold it! Because now he's worried that maybe Rhymes wasn't entirely guilty, and so he can't walk away with any one of them being given the guilty verdict. Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict.
Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
I would like to further explore this new evidence the prosecution just submitted.
But what complaint could you have? You're about to get your not guilty verdict. I see no need to further prolong this trial, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, we still don't know the entire truth of the case. It's an unnatural handprint Mr. Rhymes left on the victim's right wrist. I don't think it was the result of a fight between the two men.
Not the result of a fight. Then what do you suggest it was?
Boss, what are you doing?
Do you remember that evidence we found at the show stage?
Evidence? What evidence?
The mysterious mark might be the key to understanding the whole case. Your Honor, the defense would like to submit evidence that will expose the truth of this case. A mysterious piece of evidence that pairs with Mr. Rhymes' unnatural handprint. Namely the ladder. Take that! Marlon Rhymes left behind a very unusual set of fingerprints at the show stage. It was his right hand there, right? So are we to suppose that he was leaning down to try and help the captain out of it somehow? But I don't understand.
In what way were they unusual?
They were right hand prints on the left side of the ladder. If one were to grasp the ladder in the same way as the prints, it would look like this.
It looks like the ladder is being grasped from above.
Exactly, Your Honor. And the handprint on the victim's right wrist shows that it was held with a powerful grip. Marlon Rhymes grasped the show stage ladder in an unnatural pose. If he was gripping the victim's wrist in this position...
Gripping the victim's wrist? Then it must have been...
It means Mr. Rhymes was actually
trying to help him out of the pool. That's right. If we could couple the unnatural handprint with the mysterious fingerprints... we see that Marlon Rhymes was trying to save the victim's life.
What?
But that can't be. It's impossible.
So, hold on. Are we saying that he walked in accidentally while Marlon was trying to kill Orla? And accidentally almost fell and then Marlon tried to save him? Or did someone else push him? Why don't we ask Mr. Rhymes himself?
Yeah.
Mr. Rhymes, we want to hear the truth directly from you.
I gotta hand it to you, Mr. Lawyer. You got skills. Why did you have to figure it out?
It doesn't matter what happens to me anymore. I'm ready to die.
So is what the defense is claiming
true? Sorry, I know I've been going a long time on this episode, but I feel like... well, actually, now I'm starting to doubt whether it goes to the end of this case, but I want to know. Although we did have that big conclusive moment, didn't we?
Captain, he found out I drained the show stage pool. He rushed to the side of the pool, frantic to put some water in for the orca. And then he slipped.
Oh, okay. That is what happened. So it was still Marlon's fault then.
Captain, give me your left hand! No, Marlon. You'll fall too. Forgive me, Marlon. I didn't realize what deep pain you were in. But please don't blame Orla. It's nobody's fault. Not Orla's. And not yours. Hey! Captain! So, Jack Shipley's death was accidental. Why didn't you tell us that you didn't kill the victim? Because I have no right to live anymore. I'm ready to get the death penalty. The captain died because of me. And then, on top of it all, I used his body to frame Orla. I was gonna kill Orla. And she wasn't even to blame. She didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I can do now is pay for it all with my life. I can't do anything. I couldn't save the captain. I couldn't avenge Azura's death.
Mr. Rhymes, you have the wrong idea about Miss Summers' death. Not even the first Aura Shipley was responsible for her dying. Aura, of her own accord, was trying to save Miss Summers' life.
What? What are you talking about?
Azura Summers suffered from a heart condition. But she didn't tell anyone, and she performed in the pirate show anyway. She had a heart attack and died before anyone could save her. I'm sure she didn't think Orla attacked her. There's nothing to avenge.
No way. A heart condition? She never said a word about it.
Maybe she didn't want you to worry about her.
So, I wanted to get revenge all this time for nothing. It seems that way.
So neither case was murder, not a year ago and not this time either. Your responsibility in this matter is great, but I believe you can be rehabilitated.
Marlon, you've better come back to Ship Shape Aquarium when you're done, you hear? Orla and I and everybody will be waiting for you. You still have a lot to offer, Mr. Rhymes. Live your life and never give up, for the sake of those who are gone as well.
promise to make up for what I've done, even if it takes me my whole life. Mr. Wright, Sasha. Thank you.
Took a very surprisingly poignant turn, this one. That I wasn't expecting, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I have seen countless trials, but never one that ended like this. I don't know how, Mr. Wright, but you always seem to manage to turn things around. I think all this excitement has taken a few years off my life.
Is that praise or a diss?
Now then, this court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler, not guilty. Finally.
I had thought at some time that some of it may be accidental, but I never thought that it was an accident. One accidental death of a heart condition and one accidental death that occurred while trying to kill someone else. Wow.
Court is now adjourned.
Wowie kazowie. July 22nd, 5:11 p.m. Ship Aquarium. Orca Pool.
Congratulations on your win!
July 22nd? Wait, is that the day it was already? Thank you for all your help today, Pearls.
All I did was have fun with Orla.
I don't know, you learned how to use a phone pretty quickly.
Orla, I'm back! Oh, I missed you, girl.
What happened to all that stuff about Pearls saying that you would get to see her immediately with a telecon and all?
I'm so happy for you and Orla, Sasha. Everything turned out great.
Phoenix, Athena, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Or and I are both really grateful.
And you really like using that one. No, okay, I'm sorry, I take it back. I now acted out, we've got to do with a little performance.
Arr. Miss Orca Lover, don't you think you better take care of your health first?
Alright, fine. I promise. No more shows until I'm better. I don't want anybody to worry about me after all. Is that a take at Azura?
Good. I'm glad that's settled. Hey, buddy, Mr. Lawyer. You just had to blab every single one of the aquarium's secrets, didn't you?
I'm sorry, Dr. Crab.
Nah, that's alright. I'm glad.
It was kind of hard to tell.
Although thanks to you, they now know we're using the illegal torpedo system. But I think we'll be able to wiggle out of serious repercussions somehow. That writer lady's advocating for us, saying that the law itself is to blame. She said she's gonna look into getting the law changed.
Wow. Go Mr. Bloom. Sure is a powerhouse.
There's one thing you didn't figure out, by the way. Keep this to yourself, will you? We don't want it getting out publicly. Remember that appointment I had written down on my calendar?
Oh, you mean meet the captain of the Orca Pool at 7 a.m.?
That note meant the Orca Pool of the Supermarine Aquarium, not Shipshapes.
What? Why were you supposed to meet there?
Jack and I. We visited the Supermarine Aquarium once a month. Any idea why?
To get dolphin therapy treatment?
No, silly. Remember I told you, Jack and I were against putting the orca down from the start.
What? You mean you were going to try and transfer her over there or something?
We just pretended to put the first Aura Shipley down. The Supermarine Aquarium is harboring her for us.
So you revealed a false secret in court for no reason. Oh no, you had to reveal that it was a different orca for court reasons, right? I get no, right? What? Oh, so that talk about how large amounts of money you were paying them.
Once a month, the owner and the vet disappear from this aquarium. And I came to find out that each time, a large amount of money was being paid out. We were paying for Orca's care. You wouldn't believe how much fish orcas eat. Now that it's been proven she was innocent all along, I think we can bring her back soon. Until then, keep it under your hat, okay?
Huh? What was he telling you about?
Oh, nothing much.
By the way, Orla wants you to give her a little celebratory prize.
I'm not qualified. Don't make me do it. All right, if you insist.
Artist specifically requested that you give it to her, Phoenix.
All right, fine. Let's see. What can I give her? The whistle.
Take that!
Orla, it's coming a day late, but congratulations on your verdict. Here you go. I'm spoken for!
Oh my! Aren't you lucky?
That's not how I'd put it. That's Orla's best trick, the thank you kiss trick. It's the sort of thing you warn someone about, Sasha.
Oh, Orla, I want to be next.
Better get the damn fish then. Make a kiss of fish and an orca all at the same time. And so the curtain fell on my first trial in years.
I'm looking forward to the comeback of Sasha and Orla's swashbuckler spectacular. After all, I made a comeback of my own as a lawyer. A few months later. Oh, we're actually going to get to see like a show? With 2 dolphins? Oh no, wait, what the hell? Date? Time? Ship Aquarium. Entrance. It's been a while since I visited Ship Aquarium. Now that Sasha's recovered from her illness, she's performing today. There's still some time before the show starts. I think I'll wander around a bit.
Hi, Phoenix. Hope you enjoy the show today. The orcas are excited and ready to go.
Oh, I'm sure I'll enjoy... Wait a minute. Did you say orcas, as in plural?
Yep. Let me show ya.
Wait, but don't have them throw anything at me.
Oh, what? 2 Orlas? Don't tell me. Yep, you caught it right. Orla Shipley the First has returned to Ship Aquarium.
Why does it surprise you? They said that was going to happen.
We be the 3 pirate sisters. Arr! We be out to stop the evil Scalawag League led by Red Stash and the giant octopus.
Oh, I don't want to get in the way of their rehearsal. Guess I better go.
Well, if it isn't Blue Boy, did you come here for my book signing?
Oh, Mr. Bloom. Is it book signing?
Yes, my new book is just out. It's called Ship Aquarium. Don't pull the plug. The book signing will be held here in this room. After all, the vet owes me a favor.
Yeah, she got them to approve the torpedo. I'm grateful. Why does she keep coming to my lab to bother me every single day?
My next work will be entitled Sniper. The penguin leaves the nest.
Gah, stop this cacophony. Why am I surrounded by carping females? Gee, Dr. Crab gets all the ladies. I guess I'll leave him to it. Oops, it's almost time for the show.
So is Marlin back around this time?
Where have you been, Daddy? Polly and Athena already went in.
While you were waiting, I bought some souvenirs to take back to the village.
Sorry to keep you waiting. You're still living in the Korean village? I bet they'll love your souvenirs back home, girls.
By the way, I hear a certain someone is going to be in today's show.
Maybe they did say way back in the second game that she's still living in Korean village. I thought she was living with Phoenix and Maya. A certain someone? Wonder who it could be. Ooh, it's almost time. The show's just about to start. All right, let's go to the show stage then.
I saved you all seats, Mr. Wright. I don't know why we're actually on the stage. I can't believe I got to see the show again. I'm so happy I want to dive into the pool.
Better not. I think they'll call security.
You're welcome in the pool anytime, Athena. But Red Stash is the best swimmer of all.
Huh? Who we got playing Red Stash's role?
Sasha, Orla are ready to go.
Hey, I know that voice. It's gotta be Marlin, right?
Yep, you mean know it. Marlin's back and he's playing the role of Red Stash. It'll be the new Swashbuckler Spectacular. Hope you enjoyed me, buckos.
So who's the owner of the aquarium now? Is it you? I guess that would make sense. No, we don't get to see it. What a shame.
And so, our pirates set sail.
Thanks,
for
Sam
lower
Riegel. You can say
seas
this bit.
under a
My
sunnier
voice hurts.
sky. As for me, I set foot into the world of law once more as a full-time lawyer.
Yes, I know. I also played this case.
Very good then, very good.
Righty-ho!
The end!
Phoenix Wright's nostalgic sweater has been unlocked. Oh, no way! To wear new outfit.
Ooh!
So we didn't get pirate outfits, but what is nostalgic sweater? So that's gonna be...
Is he gonna have the what? The Ivy
University sweater?
No way!
Oh, and the mask! We have to keep that on, don't we?
So do the others get new costumes at any point?
I mean, they already have some cool old costumes. Speaking of Themis Academy uniform, the next case took place in an academy. That was like all I saw before we skipped the cutscene. So that was where she graduated, I guess. So are we going to Europe? Yes. And I don't know how to say it, Themis or Themis, but I assume that's another Greek mythological figure or whatever. Very good. So next time, it'll be time to hit continue on this one and carry on to the proper episode 3. That DLC was a lot of fun. You know what? I wasn't too fond of all of the logic. I felt like, I mean, the annoying thing is like that most of the problems that I got tripped up with, it was stupid stuff like they didn't show the camera footage because they didn't want to release too early that Shipley's body was in the Skull Rock. Fine, so that's why it's shown in stills. But that confused me because I thought that it would be
obvious to the court, having watched the video, that Shipley was in the pool the whole 10 minutes and therefore was there prior to 10 a.m. And so that's a case of it being like, I didn't understand what they thought we knew. Fine, whatever. And then it happened again with, I had a prediction about there being 2 different orcas, and then I was like, well, no, that can't be right because of like the markings and everything. And man, that last, okay, so I think, I mean, I could have sworn they said that Azura's walkie-talkie broke. I've got to look at the video. No, it's right. They didn't say it was broken. I don't know where I developed that idea. All right, all I'm saying is someday on the channel, we have to buy a walkie-talkie, submerge it in water, and then have an orca bite it and see if it still works, at which point I will be vindicated. Yeah, so again, it's frustrating. I had this fact that I had no way of knowing that I apparently knew that was completely wrong and came from nowhere. Well, I mean, not nowhere. I mean, I assumed it was broken because it was in the water. And so, I assumed whenever they were made reference to the captain using his walkie-talkie, they didn't mean Azura's. Because presumably, because they said all the staff has one, so I assumed that included that Shipley had his own, but then also carried Azura's with him, but that was wrong. When he took Azura's, his just disappeared into thin air, I suppose. Threw it away. And that's why it took me like a billion times to get that last cross-exam bit. But even then, there were a few other things I didn't really care for. Like they made a big deal about the security card halfway through. Like, only Sasha could have entered here, ignoring the 2 other obvious possibilities that someone came in through the window that the hoist comes through, or that someone was already there. And the Center for Dangerous Animal Control sort of ended up just sort of being a red herring, which... fine, I guess. And that's the other thing is then I mixed up. I might have guessed about the different orcas if I had any idea about the bite marks, but I just misremember that too. So I basically just screwed up. Even though there were only like 2 or 3 points where I like actually like lost health on it, and then whenever it was one of those points, I would lose health like a whole like 3 different health bars. Even though it looked like I was getting most of it right, I had the wrong ideas for most of it, which is super frustrating. But and again, with some of it, I blame the way they presented it. Like, I still feel it's one of those things where it's like they had it so that Duplume couldn't tell that Jack Shipley, this 8-foot-tall man, was being dragged out of this tiny rock. Like, that wouldn't happen in half a second. It would be difficult to get him out of there, especially considering the rock didn't break or anything. So she literally pried it open and like pulled him out of it. Normal Duplume would see that easy. Like, I don't care if there was a bit of blood in the water. This guy is like 8 feet tall. I understand why they had to make it so that she didn't see it, because then you would have known that he was in the skull rock, and that would have sort of broken the sequence of the thing. But then it made it so that I didn't even consider it for later on. Or that's the sort of thing where it's like, I can't tell how much of this is, it's a video game, we have to make some compromises to not reveal the whole mystery right away. We have to bend logic a bit. And how much of it is, this is a specific thing we omitted on purpose, kind of thing. But the logic was really the only thing I had beef with. I liked the characters were awesome of this case. The jokes were hilarious. The writing was on point as usual. So all in all, it was a primo DLC. And we got Phoenix's sweater out of it. So we're wearing that for the rest of the game, and it's non-negotiable. And so the explanation for all of Dr. Crab's knowledge of the charm and like the way he got like unnaturally angry about Azura's death was just that they were friends, I guess? Or were we supposed to infer that the sharp sadness he saw upon seeing it was because then he had to ship Orloff to the Supermarine Aquarium? I don't know. It just there were a few things that I just felt like I didn't really get how that resolved. Whatever. Fortunately, next case we don't even have to worry about it because it's gonna be a new case. That's great. So I'm sorry this episode was a bit longer and sort of grumpy and meandery, and I got it all wrong. I am at least glad that since I was wrong about the walkie-talkie having been broken when Azura broke it, if I had been right about that, then it would have been utter heresy that they had me push on this other point instead of putting the book on that third testimony point. Just throwing it out there. So with the knowledge I had, my reaction was completely reasonable. That's all now for now, though. So next video coming on the channel is going to be a weird little video that I recorded. It was sort of like an experiment in Metal Gear Solid 5, and it turned out interestingly. Anyway, Marlon's on the path to rehabilitation. Sasha's all right. So are both the orcas. The only ones who are dead are Azura and Captain Shipley. We should consider this a win, that no one else had to die. Thank you so much for coming around. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's going to be out of here now. Peace! So I'm gonna jump on this one and just bring out the guitar immediately. No, bad idea. Not gonna do that. It's better to do that way. Alright, there's just one more of these, and maybe one or two more enemies. Come on now. Yeah.